No one knew her name, her past, or her fortune, until a simple knock at her motel door exposed a billionaire she had been hiding from the world. The sun rose slowly over the small desert town of Carson Valley, Nevada, casting a soft golden glow across the cracked asphalt outside the Sunset Motel. Room 7 smelled faintly of old coffee, lavender air freshener, and dust, the olfactory signature of a life lived quietly. Eleanor Hayes, 72, sat by the window in her faded floral armchair. Her hair, silver and neatly pinned back, caught the sunlight. Her thin fingers traced the frayed edge of a photo tucked into a worn journal. The photo was of a young girl, maybe 6, standing in a garden filled with roses, smiling. Eleanor sighed. Some things, she whispered to herself, are better left alone. Across the hall, the old vending machine clinked as coins dropped. She rose, shuffling to the kitchenette, humming softly a small daily ritual. She poured herself a cup of instant coffee. Life was simple, safe, quiet. The peace shattered that morning when the FBI agents arrived. Eleanor Hayes? A tall woman in a navy blazer asked, flashing a badge. Eleanor looked up from her coffee. Her eyes narrowed. Who wants to know? Agent Martinez, younger and more empathetic, stepped forward. With the FBI. It's about your past. May we come in? Eleanor's hand tightened around the cup. Her knuckles whitened. Past? I don't have a past worth digging into. Martinez exchanged a glance with his partner, Agent Blake, a man whose stiff jaw betrayed his skepticism. As they stepped into the motel room, Eleanor's mind wandered back to the mansion she barely remembered. Polished floors, crystal chandeliers, and laughter she didn't recognize as hers, yet felt in her bones. You're Eleanor Hayes, Martinez said, breaking the silence. We believe you're the missing heiress, Eleanor Whitmore. Eleanor's eyes widened. Whitmore, she whispered. The name carried echoes of a life stolen, lost, and buried under anonymity. Blake frowned. Do you deny it? I've been hiding, Eleanor said quietly, not running. Hiding, because the world wouldn't forgive a little girl who wanted a normal life. The agents placed a folder on the table. Inside were photos, birth certificates, and DNA results. Eleanor glanced at them, but refused to speak. Ma'am, Martinez said softly, this isn't about judgment. We just need the truth. Her gaze fell on the photo of the Whitmore estate, its white columns gleaming. Her pulse quickened. I never wanted me, she muttered. Not really. They wanted the name, the wealth, the image. Not the little girl behind it. Blake's voice softened. But don't you deserve to know who you are? Eleanor looked at them, her eyes wet but steady. Maybe it's time to find out.
The agents drove her to the Whitmore estate, a modern mansion glinting in the afternoon sun. Eleanor hesitated at the driveway. Memories flooded in. A Christmas tree she barely remembered, a birthday cake that wasn't hers, voices of strangers she once called family. Inside, she was met with astonished faces. The current matriarch of the family, a woman in her 50s with sharp features, stared silently. You survived? She whispered. Yes, Eleanor said, voice steady but trembling. I lived. The room was heavy with emotion. Some wept. Some froze. Some looked away. Eleanor realized she didn't need validation from them. She had lived her life her way. Later, Eleanor walked through the garden alone. Martinez followed, offering a respectful distance. You're incredible, he said softly. You lived quietly, honestly, and still faced them when they didn't expect it. Eleanor shook her head. Incredible? No, just human. Just surviving. She paused by a rose bush. Golden light fell on her face. They may have forgotten me, but I remembered myself. That's enough. Back at the motel, Eleanor packed a small bag. The agents watched silently. I'm not going back, she said. I've seen my family. I've seen what they wanted me to be. But I'm Eleanor Hayes. That's who I am. Martinez nodded. You've got courage most people never even know they have. Eleanor smiled faintly. Courage is just remembering who you are, even when the world tries to rewrite it. As she walked out of the motel for the last time, a small child in the lobby waved. Eleanor waved back, a gentle smile crossing her face. She had found connection not through bloodlines, but through empathy, humanity, and quiet kindness. The agents watched her drive off. The desert sun gleamed across the horizon. Eleanor's life had changed in ways she never expected, yet she felt free. She had faced the ghosts of her past, and in doing so, had reclaimed her identity on her own terms. Later that evening, Eleanor sat on a motel balcony in another town, sipping tea. The stars blinked softly above. She smiled to herself, whispering, "I survived. I chose me." In the distance, laughter from a nearby street reminded her, humanity exists everywhere, not just in the families we are born into. The world could be cruel. The world could be unfair. But courage, empathy, and self-acceptance would always prevail.